City Mouse and Country Mouse, a classic fairy tale illustrated by Isabelle Chatellard. One summer, a little mouse who lived in a comfy nest at the top of a stalk of wheat invited one of his cousins, who lived in a city close by, to come for a visit. The city mouse liked the view of the red poppies and golden wheat, but he thought their meal was a little skimpy.
Hey, he asked, all you got to eat is wheat and barley and some roots. You can't live like that. At my place, I've got all kinds of good things to munch. Come visit me, you'll see. The mouse from the country was happy to be invited, and the following week he went to the city to visit his cousin, who lived in the house of a rich shoe keeper. His cousin welcomed him and took him at once to the kitchen cupboard. There, on the bottom shelf, behind the stoneware jars, was a sugar loaf. The city mouse bit a little hole in the wrapper and both of them started to nibble. The country mouse was just thinking that he had never tasted anything so good when all of a sudden, bang! The door of the cupboard opened. It was the cook coming to get some flour. "Come on, let's get out of here," whispered the city mouse, and the two dashed out of the little hole and back inside the walls. The country mouse was trembling all over, but his cousin said, "Don't worry, she'll leave soon, and then we can go back." They soon went back, and this time they climbed to the very top, to the highest shelf. There stood a jar filled with prunes. With great difficulty, they lifted out one of the prunes. They began to gobble it up. It was even better than the sugar. The country's mouth teeth could not move fast enough, but suddenly there came a scratching sound at the cupboard door and a meow. "What was that?" asked the country mouse. "Shh," replied his cousin, running to the hole closely followed by the other. And when they had reached safety, "It's Tiger, the big house cat," the city mouse said. "No one could catch mice like him. If he'd seen us." "That's terrible," said the country mouse, shuddering. "I don't want to go back to the cupboard again."
"No," said the city mouse. "I'll take you downstairs. There's all kinds of good stuff down there." The two went down into the cellar to an old cabinet where they found tubs of butter, rows of cheese, links of sausage, barrels of dried apples, and many other things. It smelled so good. The country fellows scurried left and right, nibbling a piece of cheese here and some sausage there. Then he saw a delicious piece of grilled bacon in a funny looking little machine. He was about to sink his teeth into the meat when his cousin cried, "Stop! Stop! Don't touch that! It's a trap!" "What's a trap?" asked the country mouse, frozen in his tracks. "This is a trap," the other replied. "If you'd touched the bacon with your teeth, whap, you'd have been caught." The country mouse looked at the trap, and then at the bacon, and then at his cousin. "If it's okay with you," he said, "I think that I will head back to my place. It's better to have wheat and root to eat and feel safe than to have sugar and cheese and be scared all the time." And with that, the country mouse returned to the field and lived happily ever after. The end.